That's a good question. First of all, there's no one profile of the kind of person who picks up and goes to a place like Syria to take up the fight there. What we do know is that groups like ISIL, AQAP have come a long way in a very short period of time in their ability to reach into homelands, into communities, through the internet, through effective use of social media. And so we're seeing more and more through propaganda on the internet, the ability of these terrorist organizations to reach into our communities and recruit people. And that's something that we're addressing very aggressively right now. And that was part of the reason we had the summit today and the summit yesterday.
I understand there are about U.S. government estimates, maybe 100 Americans who are back here in the United States who've actually gone over there and gotten training from ISIL. Is that right?
Well, there are a number that we're tracking very carefully who've either attempted to go to Syria and have been interdicted and arrested, those who have gone for various different reasons, and some who have come back. And law enforcement does an excellent job of tracking these individuals. There's obviously an unknown factor there, but we have systems in place to track these individuals as they come and go. It's difficult to pick up so-called broken travel.
What does that mean, broken travel?
Where you fly to country A, and then you go to country B on the ground saying we don't know that fact. And so working with our allies, we need to do a better job of tracking when somebody goes from country A to country B.
So in other words, if somebody flies from the United States to Munich or Vienna and then winds up by train in Turkey,
in Syria, right.
And then easily can cross that border into Syria, then comes back in some sort of convoluted way. We did interview, those of us, our colleagues here at CNN, the FBI's counterterrorism assistant director, Michael Steinbach. I'm sure he's a man you know. He suggested that the U.S. does not necessarily have surveillance or control of all of these individuals who might have come back here from training over there.
Well,
what can you tell us about that?
Like I said, there's always an unknown factor. But I think we have, between Homeland Security, the FBI, and the Department of Justice, and our intelligence community, systems in place to track these individuals either through travel information or through our intelligence collection efforts. And so I have reasonable confidence that we're tracking these people. Do I have complete confidence? No, I can't say that to the American public. But I have reasonable confidence that we're tracking these people, and we're improving our methods for doing so all the time. An important part of that is working with our allies, our counterterrorism partners, like the discussion we had today, on greater information sharing about who's traveling between and among our countries. Given where we are in the global terrorist threat, a lot of us think that's critical.
So your fear is that there could already be ISIS cells, sleeper cells in the United States?
My concern is that ISIL makes effective use of the internet to recruit and inspire people. There's also obviously a very heavy foreign fighter component to groups like ISIL. You can see it in the videos you were just showing. And so we're working with our allies to track these individuals. Here at home, Customs Border Protection and other components of DHS do a pretty good job of tracking these people. We need to do more, though.